Emily in Paris Season 5 didn't just end on a cliffhanger, it detonated one. A handwritten postcard, a surprise invitation to Greece, an engagement that didn't feel right, and a future that suddenly feels completely uncertain. Just when Emily thought she finally had clarity, everything fell apart again. And now fans are asking the same question everywhere. Is Season 6 about to change the entire direction of the show? Because if Emily really goes to Greece, if Mindy really walks down the aisle, and if old feelings come back stronger than ever, Season 6 could be the messiest and most emotional chapter yet. Let's break down everything we know, everything being hinted at, and why Season 6 might flip Emily in Paris upside down. Welcome back to Hype Explained, where we break down the biggest TV shows, story twists, and future possibilities. Today we're diving deep into Emily in Paris Season 6. From renewal chances and release timing to the massive storylines that Season 5 clearly set up. The ending left us with more questions than answers. Will Emily leave Paris for Greece? Is Gabriel finally stepping up at the right time, or once again too late? And is Mindy really about to marry Nico, or is her heart still somewhere else entirely? Let's start with the most important question first. Is Season 6 even happening? As of now, Netflix hasn't officially renewed Emily in Paris Season 6. But if we look at Netflix's history with this show, the signs are extremely positive. Almost every season of Emily in Paris has been renewed roughly 1 month after the previous season premiered. Season 3 and Season 4 were even renewed together, which shows just how confident Netflix is in this series. Season 5 followed the same pattern, getting renewed shortly after Season 4, so there's no real reason to believe Netflix would suddenly stop now, especially when Emily in Paris continues to perform consistently well worldwide. If Season 5 released toward the end of 2025, then a renewal announcement for Season 6 could realistically arrive around early 2026, possibly January. Now, assuming Season 6 does get renewed in early 2026, the next big question is the release date. Emily in Paris usually takes around 15 months between seasons. That includes writing, filming, post-production, and promotion. Based on that timeline, the earliest we could see Season 6 would be sometime in mid-2027. Late 2027 is also possible, but mid-2027 feels like the most realistic window if everything moves smoothly. It's a long wait, but it perfectly matches how Netflix has handled this show in the past. Story-wise, Season 5 ended with Emily at a major crossroads. Her relationship with Marcelo came to a quiet but emotional end, not because they didn't love each other, but because they wanted very different lives. Marcelo dreamed of slowing down, stepping away from the chaos, and building something calmer. Emily, on the other hand, wasn't ready to give up her career, her independence, or the life she had fought so hard to create in Paris. Their breakup didn't feel dramatic. It felt final. It was the kind of breakup where both people know there's no going back, and that made it hit even harder. At the same time, Gabriel was also entering a new chapter. Leaving his restaurant behind, he took a job as a private chef on a luxury yacht, physically and emotionally distancing himself from Paris and his past mistakes. For most of the season, Emily and Gabriel barely interacted, which made their final moment together even more powerful. When Sylvie stepped in and told Gabriel that Emily was single again, she didn't push him. She simply gave him the truth and let him decide. And Gabriel's response said everything. Instead of grand speeches or impulsive gestures, he wrote Emily a handwritten postcard, something deeply personal, something she had once wanted from him, and invited her to join him in Greece. That invitation is clearly not accidental. From a storytelling perspective, it's almost guaranteed that Emily will go to Greece in Season 6. The show wouldn't end Season 5 on such a strong emotional note just to ignore it. Greece offers a completely fresh setting, stunning visuals, and the perfect emotional space for Emily and Gabriel to finally talk without distractions, secrets, or third parties in the way. That doesn't automatically mean they'll end up together, but it does mean they'll be forced to confront the truth of their feelings. Season 6 could explore whether Emily and Gabriel truly work when everything is laid out honestly, or whether their timing has simply never been right. It's also very unlikely that Emily will travel to Greece alone. Earlier in the season, Mindy mentioned Mykonos as a potential destination for her bachelorette party, which now feels like clear setup rather than a throwaway line. This opens the door for a group trip, Emily, Mindy, and possibly others, turning Greece into the emotional center of Season 6. And speaking of Mindy, her storyline might be even more complicated than Emily's. By the end of Season 5, Mindy is engaged to Nico. The proposal in Venice was dramatic, romantic, and visually perfect, but emotionally, something felt off. Almost immediately after, Alfie reached out, confessing that what he and Mindy shared was real and meaningful. Mindy said yes to Nico, but her reaction wasn't pure happiness. It was hesitation. And when she later told Alfie about the engagement, her body language and tone made it clear she wasn't fully at peace with her decision. Season 6 could show Mindy trying to move forward with wedding plans, while constantly questioning whether she chose comfort over true connection. Nico represents stability, security, and a future that looks perfect on paper. Alfie represents honesty, emotional growth, and a relationship that developed naturally over time. Emily in Paris has never been about simple love stories, and Mindy's arc feels headed toward a breaking point. There's a very real possibility that the wedding won't happen at all. The show has a history of using weddings as emotional turning points rather than happy endings, and Mindy walking away could become one of the most powerful moments of the series. The show's creator, Darren, has been careful with his words but has hinted that Season 6, if it happens, will be messy, emotional, and full of complications, especially for Mindy. He's also mentioned that Greece is a possibility, though nothing is locked in, and has even teased the idea of sending the characters to America at some point. What's clear is that the story is far from over, and the relationships are about to get even more complicated. So where does that leave us? Emily in Paris Season 6 has the potential to completely reshape the show. Emily facing her feelings in Greece, Gabriel finally saying what he means, and Mindy standing at the edge of a life-changing decision. It all points toward a season built on emotional consequences rather than fantasy. The question is whether Emily will finally choose what she wants, or if Paris and her past will pull her back once again. What do you think will happen in Season 6? Will Emily go to Greece and choose Gabriel? Will Mindy walk down the aisle or walk away? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and for more breakdowns, theories, and updates, stay tuned to Hype Explained.